Namaskar, hello and welcome to Sansad TV. I am Namrata Singh. Sound health and sound mind are essential for a happy life, and these can be attained through yoga. Yoga is not just a set of asanas that one performs on the mat, but it is more of a way of life. The ancient Indian practice of yoga has traveled down for centuries and is only becoming more and more popular day by day. In our special program today, let's understand the significance of International Yoga Day, the origin of yoga, its history, benefits, and its global popularity. It all started in 2014 when Prime Minister Narendra Modi told the world that the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, June 21st, should be made the International Day of Yoga.
Yoga is flexible. You can practice it alone or in a group, learn from a teacher or be self-taught. Yoga is unifying. It is for everyone, for all ethnicities, for all faiths and for all cultures. Yoga is truly universal. Friends, when we do yoga, we feel physically fit, mentally calm, and emotionally content.
Yoga is not just exercise. Yoga is a way of life. An invaluable gift of the ancient Indian tradition. Yoga is today one of the most trusted means to boost physical and mental well-being. The word yoga is derived from the Sanskrit root yuj, meaning to join or to unite, symbolizing the unity of mind and body, thought and action, restraint and fulfillment. Sage Patanjali wrote the first text on yoga over 2000 years ago. He described yoga as stilling the mind. Since then, various yoga teachers have modified the original Patanjali yoga, resulting in different styles that vary in their intensity and focus. In recent years, asanas have become the global face of yoga. The International Day of Yoga is celebrated to raise awareness worldwide of the benefits of practicing yoga. For millions, it is an important source of exercise and healthy activity. From back pain to a migraine, yoga helps recovery from several illnesses. Its routine are a way to connect the body, mind and soul in a way that has existed for centuries.
योग मन, शरीर और आत्मा की एकता को सक्षम बनाता है और जैसे हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी कहते हैं, जीरो बजट वाला हेल्थ एश्योरेंस है।
हमारे ऋषियों ने योग को परिभाषित करते हुए कहा है, युज्यते एतद इति योगः, अर्थात जो जोड़ता है वो योग है। इसलिए योग का ये प्रसार उस विचार का विस्तार है जो पूरे संसार को एक परिवार के रूप में समाहित करता है।
मुझे भारत के प्रधानमंत्री का स्वागत करते हुए बड़ा हर्ष हो रहा है।
The United Nations proclaimed 21st of June as the International Day of Yoga by Resolution 69/131 proposed by India and endorsed by the record 175 member states. The UNGA resolution noted that yoga provides a holistic approach to health and well-being apart from striking a balance between all aspects of life. The wider dissemination of information about the benefits of practicing yoga would be beneficial for the health of the world population. This infused an era of holistic health revolution.
योग मन व शरीर, विचार व कर्म, संयम व उपलब्धि की एकात्मता का तथा मानव व प्रकृति के बीच सामंजस्य का मूर्त रूप है। यह स्वास्थ्य व कल्याण का समग्र दृष्टिकोण है। योग केवल व्यायाम भर न होकर अपने आप से तथा विश्व व प्रकृति के साथ तादात्म्य को प्राप्त करने का माध्यम है।
Every year, International Yoga Day has a different theme. National Yoga Day was first celebrated on 21st of June 2015. Prime Minister Modi led over 35,000 people in a 35-minute yoga class conducted at Rajpath, New Delhi. Prime Minister Modi proposed 21st of June as International Yoga Day for a special reason. From the perspective of yoga, summer solstice marks the transition to Dakshinayan. It is a time when there is a natural support for those pursuing spiritual practices like yoga. Dakshinayan is the 6-month period between the summer solstice and winter solstice. The first full moon after the summer solstice is Guru Purnima. Lord Shiva is said to have imparted the knowledge of yoga to mankind on this day. More than 300 million people across the world practice yoga today. This ancient practice was introduced to the West in the late 1800s. Since then, it has taken the world by storm with its simple yet powerful message of health, peace and spirituality that resonates with people of all faiths. Today, over 190 countries celebrate the International Day of Yoga instated by the United Nations. India may be its birthplace, but today, yoga belongs to the entire world. Indian yogis and practitioners have never shied from sharing this knowledge with the world. Right from philosopher Swami Vivekananda, who first talked about yoga in Chicago in 1893, to B.K.S. Iyengar and latter-day teachers, Indians have inspired people across the world to pursue yoga for holistic well-being. The global yoga market is growing 9.6% every year from 2021. Online yoga courses are expected to see a 12.3% annual growth from 2021 to 2027.
Second notion in the West is yoga. By doing yoga, you can get very supernatural powers, and especially sexual powers. All these things, as a Western people think that. And the third important, yoga is only for one of the fitness. You are doing many aerobics, walking, and physical activity. Yoga is one of the physical activity. But now slowly, people notion has been changed during the 9 years because of the initiation of International Day of Yoga by our personal attention of our Honorable Prime Minister, sir. So now it has slowly global community has opened up various dimensions of yoga. They are taking yoga as wellness. Yoga is basically essentially a spiritual entity which really modified one's life and make our lifestyle very healthy and happier one.
It's actually quite simple. Like it's just a
Yoga is today globally recognized as an integrative and holistic approach to health. Yoga and modern medicine are both based on rational principles and complement each other to offer a complete model of health. It has been proved that practicing yoga is beneficial not just as a preventive measure but also as a healing tool to combat a vast spectrum of diseases from diabetes, hypertension to hormonal imbalances and mental health disorders.
In the modern days, yoga has been used for the management of the many lifestyle related disorders. because stress has become an integral part of our life, and pollution and climatic change, all these are all the global problems we are facing. They are having the impact on our health and well-being, and yoga is addressing those. Therefore, yoga has relevant 5000 years, and yoga is more relevant today. Now yoga has become inevitable to adopt by every individual if they want to live healthy and happy.
Researchers are finding that yoga has great benefits for mental and physical health. During the pandemic, people around the globe embraced yoga to fight social isolation and depression. The yoga industry is witnessing rapid growth, particularly in North America and Asia Pacific. In November 2017, Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Commerce approved the practice of yoga as a sport in the kingdom. Nof Marwai is the first Saudi yogacharya. Yoga practitioners are expected to cross 350 million by the end of this decade. The COVID-19 outbreak bolstered enrollment for yoga classes, particularly virtual yoga programs around the world. This is attributed to the fact that yoga enhances immunity and helps stress management. No wonder then that human beings from all walks of life, from all across the globe and age, are practicing yoga. The Modi government at the centre has made several efforts to promote yoga nationally as well as internationally, making plans to expand the wellness practice into all facets of life. India has now a yoga minister, and the government is leaving no stone unturned to help yoga reach the masses.
In the past few years, the Modi government has made consistent efforts to bring yoga into the mainstream and incorporate it in the lifestyle of all individuals. In 2015, all the activities related to yoga were declared exempt from tax. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports declared yoga a sports discipline in a priority category. The Ministry of Ayush has constituted a national board for promotion and development of yoga and naturopathy. It promotes yoga through 3 autonomous bodies, including the Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, New Delhi, Central Council for Research in Yoga and Naturopathy, New Delhi, and National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune. The National Council for Teacher Education has made yoga a compulsory subject in schools to inculcate the benefits of this healthy practice in young minds. However, the practice of yoga is more a responsibility of the individual than just the government. Although the practice of yoga is rooted in our traditions, its documented knowledge is still limited compared to the sea of benefits it can offer to mankind. There is an urgent need to expand the research and documentation related to yoga. At the institutional level, centers and departments dedicated to yoga need to be envisioned. Among the few steps in this direction is the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, that has set up the Center for Integrative Medicine and Research. The mandate of the center is to conduct research that ensures collaborations between modern medicine and yoga in order to develop a functional treatment model. The National Medical Commission has introduced compulsory yoga training in its MBBS foundation course.
Yoga can be practiced by an individual, but he needs some direction. He needs some teacher to begin with. One is in terms of knowledge, and second one is in terms of skill to perform. So the best text, the philosophical text, is Yoga Sutra, written by Patanjali. Then Gita, it is also telling about the various kinds of yoga, Prasthanatrayi. But the Hatha Yoga practice like Hatha Pradipika, Gheranda Samhita, Hatha Ratnavali, these are all the traditional texts. But in the recent time, modern time, B.K.S. Iyengar Guruji has written many books, Light and Yoga, Light and Pranayama. Same thing Satyanand Saraswati ji, Niranjanand Saraswati ji. and many eminent masters has brought many books.
Yoga as a practice, along with modern medicine, has the potential to transform the physical and mental well-being of humankind. Efforts to promote and disseminate its principles by individuals, institutions and policymakers are the need of the moment to achieve good health for humanity.
Yoga is as old as human existence. It is a living tradition that was handed down from one generation to another. The history of yoga is obscure owing to the oral transmission of sacred texts in ancient times. The development of yoga can be traced back to over 5,000 years ago, but researchers think that yoga may be up to 10,000 years old. Let's understand a brief history of yoga through the ages.
The science of yoga originated thousands of years ago, long before the first religions or belief systems were born. Lord Shiva is the first yogi or Adi yogi who poured his profound knowledge into the Saptarishis or the seven sages. These sages carried yogic science across the world to Asia, Middle East, North Africa and South America. But it was in India that yoga found its fullest expression. Sage Agastya is said to have crafted the yogic way of life across the Indian subcontinent. Yoga is believed to have taken root in northern India approximately 5,000 years ago. Historical evidence is found from 2700 BC in the pre-Vedic period in the form of yogic motifs and figures on a number of seals and fossil remains of the Indus-Saraswati Valley civilization. Main sources of information about yoga practices are the Vedas, the Upanishads, Smritis, teachings of Buddhism and Jainism, among others. The rich history of yoga can be divided into four periods: pre-classical, classical, post-classical and the modern period. The Upanishads belong to the pre-classical period. They delineate the workings of the mind and spirit through personal teachings. Out of the 108 Upanishads, 20 are Yoga Upanishads. The classical period of yoga lasted from 500 BC to 800 AD. It highlighted the importance of a peaceful mind as a consequence of yoga. It was also in this period that yoga seeped into Buddhism and Jainism. Lord Mahavir and Lord Buddha's teachings formed the early basis for yoga sadhana. The Bhagavad Gita that belongs to this period explains the concepts of dharma, karma yoga, bhakti yoga and jnana yoga. Maharshi Patanjali was the first yogi to truly understand and explain yoga and its true purpose in his Yoga Sutras. Patanjali's Yoga Sutras also figure as the finger movements in knot dances. The father of yoga organized the practice into an 8-limbed path containing the steps and stages towards obtaining samadhi or enlightenment.
Yoga has the vast history of more than 5,000 years, which has been documented history. From the ancient time till today, yoga has been evolved according to the reason, according to the time and according to the need of the people. It was originated to overcome the suffering permanently. That was the reason, the origin of yoga. That is possible only when we lead a spiritual life. But in the later on, after 1,000 years, mind is going to play an important role in our life. That's why Maharshi Patanjali, Kapila, they all emphasize on the management of mind. Yoga is mind-centric. Later on, people found that there are some centers in the body which can be channelized, activated, so that I can get immense energy, potential, increase my work proficiency. That's the chakra, kundalini, hatha yoga practices has come. In the modern days, yoga has been used for the management of the many lifestyle related disorders.
The post-classical period stretched up to 1700 AD. A few centuries after Patanjali, yoga masters created practices designed to rejuvenate the body and prolong life. Many sages and philosophers like Adi Shankaracharya further developed Raj Yoga and Gyan Yoga by building upon the teachings of yoga. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, yoga masters began to travel to the West. Swami Vivekananda was one of the first yogis to spread yoga in the modern period since 1700 AD. It focused on yoga as a discipline to stay physically strong. Yoga has seen many changes in the modern age. But even as it shines radiantly in the 21st century, the essence and soul of yoga remain the same, fostering the oneness of spirit, mind, body, and nature.
To watch more programs of Sansad TV, subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to like and share them.